main thing that I've been working on since the last time I was here is a notion that I call, and other people call, ubiquitous learning. And by that we mean that learning is no longer, especially with technology and wireless connectivity, learning is no longer an experience or activity that's limited to formal educational institutions, but it's now happening in many places, in the home, in the workplace, in the coffee house, and for young people especially, the mobility and portability of these devices means that learning also becomes an anytime, anywhere activity. We traditionally think about the distinction between formal and informal education, what happens in schools and what happens other places. I think increasingly we need to see these things in a relationship to each other and to rethink school activities in relationship to what's happening in these other environments, and in the other direction, for the schools to bring experiences and learning that takes place in these other environments into the classroom and into the school, especially for high school students and adolescents. I understand why teachers find this threatening. It's threatening because it's new and it's difficult and it's a change, and that's always difficult for people. The teachers need to see this not as a threat but as an opportunity, and an opportunity to refresh and to reform their teaching in some very exciting ways. There's a race going on, and the race is between the ability of traditional educational institutions to reform and adapt themselves to this new environment. The race between those institutions and other entities that are beginning to provide these e-learning opportunities, including the private sector, who aren't burdened by some of the characteristics of the traditional school institution and bureaucracy. The schools can't afford to lose this race because learners will have these other opportunities, and they have the choice of taking advantage of them. I'm not saying they're better, I'm just saying that they might be in some ways more responsive to the needs and interests of learners, and there isn't a monopoly anymore by the traditional institutions. My own personal involvement is more at the level of higher education. As I said, the issues also relate to higher education, but schools can't afford to lose, I think, this competition.